Good afternoon and welcome to Jasper Baseball here on 18 WJTS. The first of two this afternoon. The Jasper Wildcats take on the Carmel Greyhounds in the first game of this Indiana Baseball Hall of Fame Classic. The Greyhounds are 12-4 after a 16-4 win last night on Friday night against Northview. They exploded for 15 in the fifth to run rule the Knights in that one. Wildcats come in at 15-3 on the season. They beat Edgewood 10-1 at Rookser Field behind a 16-hit attack. Connor Foley had three, including a two-run homer in the game. The Wildcats will pitch Connor Foley today. He'll be opposed by Dan Cunningham here in Game 1. Second game this afternoon that you'll see Northview and Jasper. Wildcats and Carmel coming up next here on 18 WJTS. Welcome back to Rookser Field. Connor Foley climbs the hill for the Wildcats. He is 3-0 with a .46 ERA, 30 2/3 innings. This will be his sixth start, seventh appearance on the season. 13 hits, 2 runs, both earned, struck out 50 and walked just 9 so far this season. Foley last worked in that May 2nd game down at Memorial. 6 2/3 of 3-hit, no-run baseball. Struck out 7 and walked 3 as the Cats scored all 6 of their runs in the top of the 7th inning for the victory. Nathan McLaren will lead things off for the Carmel Greyhounds. Again, 12-4. On the season. McLaren, the center fielder. Atkins at third comes in on the grass. First pitch is high, 1-0. Albran in left, in center Ryan Like, in right field Chris Hedinger, Tyler Atkins, Ben Hankey, Cody Morton, Matthew Wright, and Drew Bradley behind the plate. The 1-0 is cut on and missed, and it is 1-1 here. Next pitch slapped on the ground. Over goes Morton. He'll make the play, 1 away. So a leadoff man retired for the Greyhounds. Mike Zaire behind the plate. Kevin Holzman on the bases today. Again, Carmel, 15 runs in the fifth against Northview. Knights at a 4-1 lead. Snow, the left fielder, gets in for the Greyhounds. 1-0. So play him straight away. Wind blowing out toward right center field right now. Swung on and missed. And it's 1-1. Griffin Wolf, the first baseman, is on deck. Breaking ball misses inside. And the Wildcats in Northview after this one later on this afternoon. This is inside. Jasper, a couple of road games to start next week at Gibson Southern on Monday, at Lincoln on Tuesday, home with the makeup with North on Wednesday. Swung on and missed there, and the count runs full at 3-2. Off Thursday, then at Southridge Friday, and an afternoon game at Forest Park on Saturday. The 3-2 from Foley. Inside corner, he got it. So Foley gets the strikeout, his first. Griffin Wolf gets in with 2 away here in the top of the first inning. Wildcats ace of the staff, Connor Foley on the hill. He'll deal the 1-0 pitch to Wolf, hit out in front of the mound. Foley off the mound. He'll step and throw and get his man, and Foley retires the side. Here in the top half of the first inning, the Greyhounds go in order here in the first. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Jasper nothing, Carmel nothing. This is Wildcat Baseball on 18 WJTS. Back to the ballpark, Ben Hankey leads things off for the Wildcats. Cody Morton and Connor Foley against Dan Cunningham. 1-2 on the season for the Carmel Greyhounds. Works out of the stretch, and the first pitch of the bottom of the first is in the dirt, 1-0. 16-hit attack. Foley, 2-run homer, a double, and a RBI single. We'll get to Connor in a bit, but Hankey a double and a single last night with 3 knocked in, had a big 3 RBI double. Gap in left center field against Dan Cunningham. Snow, McLaren, and Williams in the outfield for the Greyhounds. Pitch dives low, and it's 3-0. Bukowski, Stein, Sullivan, and Griffin Wolf the infield. Schroeder behind the plate for the 12-4 Greyhounds. Terry Gobert on the coaching line at third. Jason Albran over at first. 3-0 pumped in for a strike from the Carmel right-hander. Plateward chopped up the third baseline. That's going to be trouble. Cunningham slips and falls, and it's a infield base hit for Hankey to begin the game. Good swinging bunt by Hankey. Coach Gobert going to divot control out there. Here comes Cody Morton. Morton also a couple of hits in that game against Edgewood. Cats a couple of big innings, 3 in the first and 7 in the third. Had a couple of different chances to punch the Mustangs out early, but did not do so. It went the full 7. Morton takes this one for a ball, 1-0. Get off the line and left with Snow, and McLaren, the center fielder, toward the right center field gap. Really shallow as well for Morton. Cunningham throws over, nearly throws it away, dug out by Wolf over there. Carmel and Jasper played a little bit. Jasper used to go to Carmel's tournament and beat them in the 97 state championship game at Victory Field, the first one ever staged at Victory Field. Morton hits it on the ground, slowly towards second. Sullivan will have to range over toward the first base bag, and he slips. So he had to go off to his right, or make it his left, I should say. And a couple of infield base hits. He was not positioned right for fielding that slow ground ball. Connor Foley, the pitcher, will stand in again, hit his third home run on Friday night. Foley takes it outside. Ball gets away. Hankey tries to go up to third, and they drop the ball. So first and third now for the Cats with nobody out. Hold the runner on at first. That's Morton. Foley awaits the 1-0. Popped up, shallow center. In comes McLaren. He'll make the catch. Tagging is Hankey. Here comes the throw in, and he is safe. Gets back to the screen, and Morton will be able to go up to second base. A sacrifice fly by Connor Foley makes it a 1-0 game in favor of the Wildcats. So here comes Drew Bradley with a runner at second. Drew ready with one man gone. Fisted back into the screen, and Bradley, also a multi-hit game. Going to have those when you throw up 16 hits. 1-0 Cats. 2 base hits here in the bottom of the first inning. The 0-1 offering. That is out of the zone. 1-1. Next pitch to Bradley, breaking ball, outside corner, says Mike Zaire. And it's 1-2. Noblet last night went 5 innings, 6 hits, and 1 run in that game against the Knights. the Mustangs of Edgewood. Runner at second, Bradley at the plate with a 1-2 count. Cunningham lets it fly, and Bradley could not catch up. He goes down swinging, 2 away. First strikeout for Dan Cunningham, and here comes Chris Hettinger. Carmel, he's got turf on Hartman Field up there this year. That is a lifesaver, no doubt about it. Seems like there was field maintenance going on every game up here, especially yesterday and early Saturday morning. Hettinger, the right fielder, bats. He had a couple of singles in the game against Edgewood. Throw it over the top of his head with a breaking ball, and it's 1-0. Gap in left center field for the Wildcat right fielder. Once again, made another diving catch in that Edgewood game. He's got a whole reel of those so far this year, the 1-0. Paints the outside corner for a strike, and the count evens at 1-1 with 2 away. Greyhounds trail Jasper 1-0. Cunningham checks Morton and throws it. Hettinger swings it one over his head, a high fastball. So 1-2, Cats, 1 across here in the home first. Cunningham gets the side from Schroeder and brings it home. Hettinger chops it up the middle. Stein, it's short in front of the second base bag. Underhand flip to first base to retire the side, but not before the Wildcats strike for 1 on a couple of base hits here in the bottom of the first through 1. It's Jasper 1, Carmel nothing. We'll have more Wildcat baseball after this on 18 WJTS. Back to Rookser Field. Schroeder, the catcher, against Connor Foley on for inning number 2. He's got a 1-run lead, and more often than not, he can make that stand up. Foley, a 3-up, 3-down inning in the first. 1-0 the count with Cunningham and Stein to follow here for the Greyhounds. Out of the mighty Mick. Talk about playing football week in, week out. This one's hit on the ground to Morton. Fields it belled high. Maybe some self-preservation right there, and he throws on to first and gets his man. That's how the first inning started as well. Cody making a play, and it is 1 gone for Cunningham, the pitcher. Left-handed hitter. It's in for a strike. Back into the screen, so Foley evens the count at 2-2 with 1 away. Top of the second. Game 1 of the 2 you'll see today. Northview and Jasper after this one. Atkins even with the bag at third. Foley stands tall on the Rookser Field mound. Works from the first base side of that said pitching rubber, and it is inside. It's 3-2. Three and two now. Open stance at the plate for Cunningham. And he walks him. A 1-out free pass issued by Foley. Foley again with 51 strikeouts to 10 walks. Cats have an opportunity to double play. Last night they turned 2 6U3s with Hankey out near the second base bag. Ride holds the runner on for Stein, the shortstop. Atkins in on the grass. First pitch poured in for a strike from Connor Foley, and it's 0-1. Play him a tad toward right center field. Gap is in left center. That parking lot out behind left center field starting to fill up on days like today. Foley throws over, back with the dive. So Foley straightens up on the mound and will kick and fire the 0-1 plate where Bradley blocks it. Keeps the runner at first base. So with one away, Carmel runner at first, and a 1-1 count to J.D. Stein. Fire. Pop foul out of play. The 1-2, but first to throw over. Cats scored one in the bottom of the first to lead 1-0. Cat infield back up the middle, anticipating that ground ball. Runner Cunningham at first. This one hit on the ground, could be two. Morton on to Hankey for one. The relay back to first base. That's a twin killing. And the Wildcats are out of the inning on yet another double play ball. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Cats on top 1-0. We'll take a break and we'll come back after this. Back to Rickser Field we go for the bottom of the second. 1-0 Wildcats. It'll be Wright, Wallace, and Albrand to the plate here. Matthew Wright, couple of singles last night, or on Friday, if you will. So, see what happens. Cats won across in the first against Cunningham. This one fouled away. Cunningham gave up a couple of hits, had a strikeout. Foley, a sacrifice fly, the difference in this one so far. Popped into center. Going back on his McLaren. He's still drifting back, and that's going to be over his head. Checks up out there near the warning track and right in at second base with a stand-up double to begin the second. Third hit of the game for the Wildcats. So Will Wallace will stand in. Wallace bats here with a runner out at second base already in scoring position here. Traffic on the bases through the first couple for the Wildcats. Cunningham throws it home. Fastball outside corner for a strike. 0-1, Jack Albrand waits on deck. Swung over the top of that one. 0-2. Two offering and is outside. Gap in left center field. Also very shallow for Wallace. They played the Wildcat hitters like that. Wallace punches it into left field. Snow will wait for it and make the grab. One down. So with one down, Jack Albrand comes to the plate for the Wildcats. Batting for the Wildcats, the left fielder, number 2. Jack pitched in that Castle game on Thursday night of last week. Did a nice job. Pitch to the Wildcat left fielder in for a strike, and it's 0-1. So Jasper bats here in the bottom of the second, already up 1-0. 3-hit attack so far. Cunningham, the right-hander from the Greyhounds, looks out right at second base and deals it to Allbrand. Bunts and fouls it off third base side. And Jack down 0-2 with Ryan Like, the center fielder, waiting on deck. Next pitch, Allbrand waves at it, and he goes down swinging 2 away. So second punch out for Cunningham. Cats trying to pick up that leadoff double by Matt Wright. Like, the center fielder, bats for the Wildcats. Leadoff man Benahanke is on deck. He scored the lone run of the game so far. Bottom of 2 away, runner at second. Again, they shade him toward right center. This one pumped in at the knees for a strike. 0-1 here to the batter, Ryan Like. 0-1 offering. That is high. 1-1. Curveball fouled away. So Like down in the count 1-2 here. Cunningham deals the 1-2 to Like, and he struck him out. A couple of strikeouts for Cunningham to end the second. We have played 2 complete here at Alvin C. Rookser Field. Cats 1, Carmel nothing. We'll have more after this on 18 WJTS. Back to the yard, Case Sullivan leads things off for the Greyhounds in the top of the third. Cats enjoy a 1-0 lead as we head to the third. Case Sullivan against Foley, and the first pitch of the inning lined into center field, and Like tries to dive for it. Did he get it? Yes, he did. So Ryan Like gets in on the fabulous outfield catches so far this season. And again, you might as well try to go for some of those, because with the wet grass and the length of the grass, it won't roll too much farther behind you. Bukowski will stand in, the third baseman, with 1 away. Foley, for the third consecutive inning, retires the leadoff man. Hits it on the ground past Atkins into left field for a base hit. The first Greyhound hit of the game. So 1 away. Cats ended last inning with a 4-6-3 twin killing. It'll be nice right here with Fouts, the designated hitter, hitting for Williams, the right fielder. Throw over, back in time. Foley pauses, throws over, and they got him. Picked him off first base. So 2 away. So he is erased. And Fouts up there with nobody on here. Strike poured in. 0-1. Foley again with the pickoff. Could have a 3-up, 3-down inning and face the minimum so far through the first 3 here at Alvin C. Rookser Field. Foley looks in, drives the 0-1 home. Fastball misses high. Again, Foley with a sterling .46 ERA. Cats .78 on the season, which, I mean, under 1, fantastic. Strike at the knees. The 1-2. Pitch is high. So the break even now to Fouts, and he slashes it foul. Third base side. So 2-2. Foley with strikeouts so far. The 2-2 offering now. And he throws it high. Payoff pitch. Called third strike inside corner. Foley got him with the pickoff at first base. Foley faces the minimum. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Jasper leads Carmel 1-0 in the Hall of Fame Classic. We'll have more Wildcat baseball after this on 18 WJTS. We come back to Rixer Field, head to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Wildcats here. Cunningham has given up the 3 hits. Jasper has stranded a base runner in each of the first 2 innings. Sac fly by Foley in the first, the difference. Hankey slams it down the left field line. That's going to be in for a base hit. Hankey rounds first, and he will be in at second base as they overthrow, and backing up is the first baseman nicely. A leadoff double for Ben Hankey, another multi-hit game for the Wildcat shortstop. Cody Morton, the first baseman, gets in. Morton already a single so far. Runner out at second, and he'll wheel back there. Nobody out here in the third. Cats, something brewing here in the early stages of this inning. Foley on deck, Bradley to follow, hopefully for the Wildcats. Off the line and left with Snow out there. Shallow and right with Williams. Morton ready, and here's the pitch. It is outside. First baseman Wolf in on the grass. Morton waits. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1 to the Wildcats' second baseman. Could see him later on the hill in Game 2. Cats have some options. They go to Gibson on Monday, at Lincoln on Tuesday, and North here Wednesday. Raiders at League on Friday night and Saturday afternoon at Forest Park. Rangers off to a great start. This goes between the legs of the catcher, Schroeder, and up to third. Scampers Hankey. So now a runner at third and nobody out for the Wildcats with Morton at the plate. Trying to square one up, get that run in. Catcher a little bit shaken up here. So the catcher trying to shake that one off. So Morton bats here with nobody out and a runner at third here in the third inning. Line drive left field, and that'll play to Hankey. It's 2-0 Wildcats as Morton threw out a rope to left field. His second hit of the game. This one drives in a run.
Now batting for the Wildcats, the pitcher, number 24, Connor Foley.
So here comes Foley. He had a sac fly earlier. Takes a fastball up. So runner at first, that's Morton. One 0. One and one here. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Cats with a run across here, looking for more with the heart of the order coming up. Morton drove in a run with a single. Throw over back in time. The 1-1. Foley hammers it into center field, and it'll get down for a base hit. Morton goes up to second base. Sixth hit of the game already for the Wildcats, and here comes Drew Bradley with nobody out.
Number 11, Drew Bradley.
Time called. Schroeder out to talk it over with Cunningham here. Pitch. Breaking ball in for a strike. Bradley squares the bunt. Pulls the bat back, takes it for a ball. 1-1. Something brewing for the Cats here. One and one. Morton at second. Foley, the runner at first, time called. Infield coming in here, try to get their coverage straight. So we're ready for baseball again. Bradley at the plate trying to add to this Cat lead, which is 2-0 at the moment. One and one. Infield moving around. Bradley takes it for a ball. It's 2-1. Hedinger to follow. Wildcats with nobody out. A couple of guys on here at first and second. Big gap in left center field for the hitter. 2-1 Bradley. Rifles it back into the screen, and he's now up there with a 2-2 count. Two and two. And he got Bradley. A big strikeout for Cunningham. His fourth on the game. Chris Hettinger bounced to short earlier to end the first. 2-0 here in the bottom of the third, Wildcats and the Carmel Greyhounds. Throw in behind the runner. Morton dives back. Carmel keeping an eye out on Morton at second base, and pause and the pitch. Breaking ball, Hettinger pops it up behind home plate. Schroeder off with the mask and will make the play for the second out of the inning. So with 2 outs, Matthew Wright, he doubled to lead off the second. Cats stranded him out there. One across here in the third on the RBI single by Cody Morton. Big swing and a miss. This one sails outside. Popped up, this one into shallow right. Second baseman Sullivan waving everybody off, and he hangs with it for the third out of the inning. But the Wildcats only get one, what looked to be a potentially big inning. So through 3, they lead Carmel 2-0 here in the Hall of Fame Classic. We'll take a break. This is Wildcat Baseball after this on 18 WJTS. Back to Rixer, we head to the top of the fourth. McLaren, the leadoff man, gets in against Connor Foley here. He grounded to Cody Morton earlier. Foley, a one-hitter so far, striking out 1 so far, or make it 2. 0-1 pitch. 58-footer into the ground. One fouled away. The 1-2. Two and two now to McLaren. Popped up, first base side. That'll find the seats right. Will give it a look. I got a piece of Mrs. Kendall down there. Be happy about that, will she? She'll fight for better working conditions, won't she, PK? 2 and 2. Uh-huh. 2 and 2. Foley in agreement with Bradley. And he'll fire the break even to McLaren. Hit wide of the bag at third, foul. 2-0 Jasper here in the top of the fourth, Hall of Fame Classic. Cats with Northview after this one here this afternoon. Clarence, Snow, and Wolf, 1, 2, and 3 in the order for the Carmel 9. This one rides inside and high, 3 and 2. Gibson game will be good on Monday night. They're rolling along. Payoff pitch. Hit right back up the middle into center field. Foley tried to barehand it, which usually not advisable. Might have deflected it a tad. Second hit of the game for Carmel. It's a leadoff single. Hunter Snow, a strikeout victim earlier, stands in. See if Snow elects to move him up. Third baseman Atkins in, pops it up behind the third base bag. Hankey and Atkins come together, and Atkins dropped it. Now they have a shot at second base, and they throw it into right field. The runner will go up to third base. Runners on the corners on a two-base error. So Carmel with something going here. First and third with nobody out.
The first baseman, number 7, Griffin Wolf.
Wolf grounded back to the mound earlier, so double play in order certainly here. Cats already turned a 4-6-3 double play earlier. Inside corner, barely missed at the knees. Up the middle, Cats have Hankey and Morton. Good double play combination. Atkins at third, even with the bag. Runner at third dances down the line in foul territory. They throw over and almost got another pickoff at first base. Schroeder on deck. Wolf in the 3-hole for the Greyhounds. Just a tad low as well, 2-0. Foley trying to shut it off here. Swung at a fastball. The Foley just threw right by him. Two and one to Wolf. Wolf here. Waits the 2-1. Foley throws it, and that's going to get away. Wildcats commit the error, and it's 2-1. So McLaren scores. Third error of the inning. Now 2-1 and a runner in scoring position. Still with nobody out, 2-1 the count. Pitch high. Three and one to Wolf. Plateward walked him, first and second. Second walk issued by Foley. And with nobody out, the cleanup hitter, Schroeder, the catcher, stands in. He bounced out to Foley earlier. Look back towards second. First and second. It's up 1-0. Top of the fourth, 2-1. Cats still lead, but Carmel threatening once again. And Brian Kirchhoff out to talk it over with his big right-hander. So they visit out on the mound with nobody out. First and second, a run across. Cats with 3 errors in the inning. Oh, the mound conference being very short and sweet from BK, and Schroeder will be up there with a 1-0 count. Schroeder in that cleanup spot, big kid at the plate. He's ready to work against Foley. Cats have out hit the Greyhounds 6-2. Lead on the board 2-1. Inside and high, 2-0. Foley throws over, back with the base runner. Cats with 1 in the first and 1 in the third. Carmel here with 1 in the fourth. Go in behind the runner at second. Foley delivers the 2-0 to Schroeder, and it's out. 3-0. Cats trying to find that ground ball here. I doubt if Schroeder's swinging. We'll see. Get me over. Pitch right there from Connor, and it's 3-1. Atkins even with the bag and off the line at third. Snow at second. Wolf the runner at first. Foley a 3-1 pitch here. Strike at the knees. Pumped right in there. So now we go. Schroeder with a payoff pitch coming his way. Inside, the bases are loaded. So a full count at bat yields a walk, and Cunningham, who walked earlier, gets in today's starting pitcher, Dan Cunningham. 2-1 Greyhounds trail here. He's a courtesy runner at first base here. Dylan Zenner runs at first. So Cunningham deep in the box. He steps out. Nobody out. Bases loaded for the Greyhounds. 2-1 Jasper on top. You're in the top of the fourth inning. Pitch is up, 1-0. Foley working behind in the count so far in this fourth. Leadoff single, a couple of errors. Actually 3 errors, 2-on-1 play. Big swing. And Cunningham out and ahead of a breaking ball, and it's 1-1. Greyhounds at every inning, or every base, I should say. Wright still holds a runner on at first. The 1-1 pitch from Connor Foley. Curveball high. 2-1 here. Nobody out. Carmel just looking for some solid contact. hitter Cunningham chokes up on the bat, which is rare, which more guys should do. Takes it outside. It's 3-1. Foley very frustrated. He snaps at the ball after Bradley threw it back. Wildcat bullpen up and running. The 3-1 pitch to Cunningham. Strike just below the knees, or a ball just below the knees, I should say, and that's ball 4, and that walks in a run, and the base is still loaded. Foley has walked 3 straight. This one plates a run. So 2-2 here. And the base is still loaded with nobody out. Stein bounced into a double play earlier. Next pitch, high. Curveball high. It's a strike. Two and one. In for a strike. Wallace loosening in the cat pen. 2-2. Nobody out. Tied at 2. Carmel and the Wildcats. Foley trying to make a pitch here. The break even. Barely missed outside portion. 3-2. Nobody out. This is rare for Foley. He's walked 3 straight. Again, trying to make a pitch right here. May have swung at ball 4, but good for Connor. He gets the strikeout. His 3rd. And here comes Sullivan, who lined to Like, who made a nice play out there. Pitch high. One and 0. 2 across for Carmel here in the 4th. Foley brings it home. Nice block by Drew. Keeps the runners at bay. Two and 0. Wallace continues to get loose. Connor laboring out there. Release points at different places here in this inning. Bases loaded, 1 out. Foley. It's a letter high strike. The 2-1 here with the bases loaded. Foley throws it outside. It's 3-1. Wallace starting to intensify his warm-ups. 3-1. Swung at a bad pitch. It's 3-2. Connor at this point will take. No doubt about it. 3-2, 1 out, bases loaded. Carmel has tied this game at 2. Runners take their leads at every base. Foley brings it. Pop foul, out of play, staying alive in the batter's box. The 3-2 from Connor. Line down the right field line, and it's out of play. Three and 2 here. Foley has walked 3 and given up a single. Again, 3 errors in the inning for the Wildcats. Sullivan lined out to center. Cats would take that right here. Verbally a pop-up. The 3-2 from Foley. And he swung at one off the plate there. Good pitch by Connor. 2 straight strikeouts when they've needed it. 4th on the game for Foley, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Bukowski. Wichkowski will bat. Base is still loaded. He singled earlier, trying to pick up a 2-out RBI. Foley a breaking ball. Got the strike. 0-1. Could have been a big inning for Carmel, but they did scratch back with 2. 0-1. Pitch out. 1-1 here. Due up for the Cats in the bottom of the 4th, the bottom of the order. The 1-1 pitch. Fouls it back into Drew's glove. One and 2. Foley against Bukowski here. Base is still full of Greyhounds. 1-2 pitch. Called third strike outside corner. Foley in a jam. Strikes out 3 straight to end the inning, but the Greyhounds strike for 2 here in the top of the 4th. They'll head to the home 4th. 2-2, Carmel and Jasper. We're back with more after this. Back to Rooksor Field. We head to the bottom of the 4th. We're in a 2-2 game right now. Wallace, Allbrand, and Like here. Cunningham with new life, and throws the first pitch out of the zone. He's given up 6 hits so far in the game. A couple of runs, struck out 4. Wallace pops it down the right field line toward the bullpen, and it's out of play, and the right fielder, Williams, tumbled over the pitching mound. Cody Morton down there loosening up, and the gate flew open as well. Bullpens have been part of this field down the lines forever, but that's in the new stadiums. That's why they put them outside the field of play. So they're going to go out and check on Williams, who ran full speed over that pitching mound. So Wallace 1-1 here. Flew out to left earlier. 2-2 our score. 1-1 offering. Chased one up. It's 1-2 here. Cunningham, a Carmel pitcher. Outside. 2-2 to Will Wallace. The break even to the Wildcat DH. Curveball missed. Three-two offering. Wallace swings and misses one away. 5th strikeout for Dan Cunningham, and the inning will continue for Jack Allbrand. Bottom of the 4th, 2-2, Carmel and the Wildcats. Like to follow here. Kowski in on the grass at third. Trying to take away that bunt. Allbrand takes it for a strike. 0-1. Third baseman backs up. Bukowski just a little bit now. First baseman behind the bag at first. The 0-1. Allbrand takes it on the inside portion. And it's 0-2. 2-2 our score. Cats bat here in the home fourth. Next pitch. That is out. 1-2. Cunningham stares in, throws it to Jack. Inside. 2-2 to the Wildcat left fielder, Jack Allbrand. The break even. Curveball lined into right field for a base hit. So a one-out base hit for Allbrand, the 7th hit of the game for the Wildcats. So Ryan Like gets in. 2-2 our score here in the fourth. Like, a strikeout victim back in the second. Squares the bunt, pulls the bat back. Snap throw down to first base. Allbrand able to get back. One 1-0 here. Big gap in left center field. Here's the pitch. Again, he squares, pulls the bat back, takes it for a ball. 2-0. Hankey on deck. Cats would love to turn that order over here. Like bunts it out in front of the mound perfectly. Sacrifice successful. And again, that'll bring Hankey to the plate with the runner in scoring position with 2 away. Hankey so far a single and double and 2 RBIs.
Now batting for the Wildcats, the shortstop, number 4, Ben Hankey.
2-2 our score here in the fourth. Hankey against Cunningham. He's seen the ball well. Fouled away, first base side. Morton had been up. Wallace had been up in the Cat bullpen. We'll see if Foley goes out for the top of the fifth. Cats have out-hit the Greyhounds 7-2. Cunningham looks out at the runner and brings it home. Pitch gets away from the catcher momentarily, but Schroeder quickly jumps on it. Allbrand did not move up, could not move up. 1-1 here to the Cat shortstop, Ben Hankey. Cunningham looks out. Allbrand dances around out there. Hankey chops on the ground slowly towards third. Up with it is Bukowski. Throws on to first and cut him down by a half a step. Cats get a base runner, but they do not score here in the bottom of the fourth. We'll head to the fifth. 2-2 Carmel and Jasper. Indiana Hall of Fame Classic. We're back after this. We head to the top of the fifth. Cats and Carmel in a 2-2 game. Fouts, McLaren, and Snow scheduled hitters against Foley. Cats gave up 2 runs back in the fourth, and that's where we are, 2-2. Foley back on here for the fifth. Fouled struck out earlier, and it's 2-0 to him. The 2-0, 3-0. And that Cat bullpen was up and running last inning in full gear with Morton and Wallace. And Carmel with just 2 hits, but Cats made 3 errors last inning. This one is ball 4 on 4 straight here to start the top of the 5th. Uncharacteristic 4 walks for Foley, and this may be it for Foley as Brian Kirchhoff goes out to talk to his right-hander here. But don't know. And we've got a call to the bullpen. The Wildcats will make a pitching change. 2-2 here in the 5th. Cody Morton will be the man on the hill. We're back with more after this on 18 WJTS. So Cody Morton on for the Wildcats with nobody out, a runner at first here in the top of the 5th. Connor Foley goes to third. Tyler Atkins goes to second. Morton making his 6th appearance for the Wildcats. He has worked 19 and a third. Facing the leadoff man, they bunt. Morton off the mound. He'll step and throw, and got him. The sacrifice successful. Wildcats get the out, though, and that'll bring up Snow. Morton 3-1 with a .72 ERA. He has been really good on the mound as well for the Cats. So Morton trying to shut it off here. Carmel, the go-ahead run out at second base. Pitch back to the screen, and with 1 out, the runner will go to third. So it could be problematic here. That runner charged to Foley. Connor, 4 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, walked 4, struck out 4. Morton had a complete game against Mater Day back on April 26. His last work, this one spanked into right field for a base hit, and the Greyhounds lead 3-2. So a walk comes back to haunt Foley. And the Wildcats, RBI single by Snow with just 1 out. Throw over back in time. So 3-2 Greyhounds. Wolf has walked and bounced back to the mound. This one once again in the dirt. Schroeder to follow. So the Greyhounds have taken the lead. Pitch low. Wolf, left-handed hitter, plays first base. Got that hole on the right side. Top of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. Takes it for a ball. 3-0. So Foley, Hankey, Atkins, Wright, and Bradley behind the plate. Allbrand, Like, and Hettinger in the outfield. Ball 4, it's first and second. So Morton gives up his first walk, 5th for Wildcat pitching. And here comes Schroeder, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. Play the hitter straight away in the outfield. Here's the pitch. And is in for a strike. Morton throws it. Got him a swing and miss. Good pitch by Cody, and it's 0-2. First and second with 1 gone. Morton, a big pitch here to Schroeder. Check the swing, did not go. So 1-2. 1 across for the Greyhounds here in the 5th. hold the runner on. Runner at second takes his lead. Hankey keeps track of him. The 1-2. Nearly back the screen. Snap throw down to second base. Now the runner tries to go up to third, and Hankey bobbles it. So as soon as they had him picked off, good base running, instead of trying to go back, he went towards third. And it's first and third now with one gone. Don't know if they would have got him, even as Hankey spun. Ball came out of his glove. So now Schroeder with a 2-2 count. Big pitch here again by Morton. Fouled away. First and third here for the Greyhounds. 2-2 the count to the Carmel catcher, Cunningham, on deck. Greyhounds have taken the lead here. Breaking ball he did not offer. 3-2 here. Morton stares in from the stretch. Runner at third, runner at first. They throw over, back in time, the base runner. So Cody Morton in. Relief of Foley here. The pause by Morton. The runner takes off. Inside, it's ball four anyway, and the bases are loaded. Yet another Wildcat walk. Their sixth of the game, and second for Morton. Loads the bases here. In the top of the fifth, Carmel will get Schroeder, the catcher, off the bases. Dylan Zenner back on. Courtesy ran earlier. So Cunningham, the left-handed hitting pitcher, gets in. Morton throws it, and this one slashed foul. 0-1. So far, Cunningham has walked both times against Foley. Curveball, fouls it off. Key hitter right here. They're looking to move the ball somewhere in the outfield, chase that run home. Cody Morton trying to get the punch out. 0-2, Morton. Ready to deal. Here it is. Curveball, fisted foul straight back. So Cunningham stays alive. It's 0-2. Don't want to get anything close to the plate here. Carmel runners at every base. The 0-2. This one hit into right field for a base hit. One run will score. Hettinger will charge. They're going to give the green light to the second runner. They cut the throw, and it's a 2 RBI base hit. There's got to be a little miscommunication there. That was in shallow right, and Hettinger just didn't really cut it loose. And it's 5-2. Throw that ball hard. If you need to cut it, I guess you cut it. So the walks have really come back to haunt the Wildcats here. 2 RBI single. And it's first and third now. Still with just one out. So Stein, the hitter, he bounced into an inning-ending 4-6-3 double play and also struck out. So 2 last inning, 3 here, and the Greyhounds still not done, riding high and tight there, and it's 1-0. Due up for the Cats in the home fifth, Morton, Foley, and Drew Bradley. Cats down 5-2. Cats have been pitching from behind the count. This one pumped in for a strike, and it's 1-1. First and third here for the Greyhounds. This one thumbed into left field for a base hit, and that'll score another run. It's 6-2. So first and second, the inning continues for the Greyhounds. 4 runs across. 5th hit of the game for Carmel. So Sullivan, the second baseman, bats. Ball low. Bradley dug it out. So the Greyhounds have scored 4 runs in this inning. They lead Jasper 6-2, still batting. Morton throws the next pitch, and that misses outside. It's 2-0 to Sullivan. Runners at first and second with just 1 out. Greyhounds have started to get some things going offensively here. Morton delivers the next pitch. That's a strike at the knees. Two-one. Bradley blocks it, but unaware of where it was, and now it's second and third with 1 out. So 3-1 here to Sullivan. Infield in for the Cats. Popped up in the infield, just what the doctor ordered. Hankey will call for it, make the catch. And this good pitch by Morton, and Bukowski, the 9th guy to bat here in the inning.
Now batting the third baseman, number 23, Adam Bukowski.
So Bukowski 1 for 2 so far in this game. Top of the 5th inning. 4 across. Bradley again blocks this one. Wallace now once again gets up in the cat pen. He was up earlier. Carmel gets a man up as well. Runner at second, runner at third with 2 outs. Fouled away. 1-1 to Bukowski. The 1-1 delivery. That's one goes back to the screen, and Carmel will plate the 7th run of the game. 7-2 Greyhounds. Up to third goes Stein. So Bukowski with now a runner at third with 2 away, trying to pick him up. Morton in the Wildcat defense trying to shut it down. Pitch in for a strike, and it's 2-2. A 5-run inning here for the Greyhounds. Whiteward. Curveball popped up, shallow right. Out goes Atkins. In comes Hettinger. And Atkins holds on for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Greyhounds strike for 5 here in the 5th inning. We will head to the bottom of the 5th. Cats trail Carmel 7-2. More Wildcat baseball after this. Cody Morton leads things off. Cats got some work to do here in the 5th and beyond. They trail 7-2. Cunningham works with a 5-run lead, throws it low. Cunningham has given up 7 hits. Morton, Foley, and Bradley here. Cats trying to scratch back a little bit at a time. Have to get it all back at once. Cunningham always works from the stretch, and he brings it to Morton in for a strike, and it's 1-1. Carmel bullpen occupied right now. 1-1. Morton with a couple of hits today. Popped up, shallow center. In comes McLaren, and he'll make a two-handed catch, which is always nice to see. One away. And Foley bats. He singled. He also knocked in a run with a sac fly back in the first. So Foley takes this one out of the zone. It's 1-0. Third baseman Bukowski back behind the bag with a power hitting Foley at the plate. 1-0 delivery. Foley checks his swing. 1-1. Fouls it off. Terry Gobert's like down the third base line. If you're going to swing, swing. Popped up, right field, going over as Williams toward the line. Waits for it and makes the play. 2 gone. Cats approach down 5 here in this bottom of the 5th. Not what Coach Gobert wants. Here comes Bradley. He has struck out a couple of times. Bradley, one of the top hitters for the Cats. Came in at .306 with 2 home runs and 22 knocked in, which was a team lead heading into the weekend. 2 away here in the 5th. Foul back into the screen. And it's 0-1 to the Wildcat catcher. Carmel 12-4 on the season. Cats 15-3. Strike pumped in there. Cats will play Northview in your next game you'll see this afternoon if you stay with us. Gap in left center field for Bradley. Cunningham kicks and deals. This is outside. 7-2 Greyhounds here in the bottom of the 5th. Called third strike. Wildcats go down in order, so they don't answer Carmel's surge. We have played through 5. It's 7-2 Greyhounds. We'll take a break. This is Wildcat Baseball on 18 WJTS. We go to the top of the 6th. Drew Fouts will lead things off. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Carmel leads 7-2. Cody Morton for his second full inning of work came in with nobody out in the 4th when Carmel scored 5. Pitch is out of the zone. Fouts and then back to the top with McLaren and Snow. Strike at the knees there. Good pitch by Morton. It's 2-1. Again, Allbrand in left and center. Like in right field. Hedinger, Foley, Hankey, Atkins, and right in the infield. Bradley behind the plate. This one fouled away third base side. Low. Pop back into right toward the bullpen. It'll be foul. The 3-2 to Fouts. Walked him. 7th walk for the Wildcat pitchers today. And back to the top in McLaren. Ryan Kirchhoff going to come out to the mound, and we'll have the 3rd Wildcat pitcher. It'll be Will Wallace. Morton flips him the ball, and we will take a break and come back with the Greyhounds on top, 7-2. Back to Rookser Field. Will Wallace on for the 2nd time this season in relief of Morton, who goes out to play second base. Greyhounds have a runner at first here in the top of the 6th. Nobody out. So Wallace on the third Wildcat pitcher of the game. Foley went the first 4. He pumps the strike in there. Snap throw down to first base. He got in on the backside of the bag. So nobody out. Leadoff man McLaren, the hitter. Wallace pitched in the bossy 12-0 win earlier this season, when an inning of no run, no strikeout baseball. 0-1 here. Carmel leads 7-2. The pitch, breaking ball outside, and it's 1-1. Top of the 6th we play. Hall of Fame Classic here at Rookser Field. Northview and the Cats to follow in game 2. Wallace brings it home. Runner takes off. Pitch in the dirt. Bradley throws down to second base, and he nails him. Boy, that guy had a good jump. I didn't see if he fell or not, but Bradley cuts him down. 1 away. Well, he got a really good jump, and Bradley kind of popped the ball up in the air and still threw him out. So 1-1 to McLaren with 1 out. This one outside, 2-1. 2-2, my mistake. So here we go. Snow will be next. Pitch on the way. Hit on the ground. Hankey will circle, bring it to his belt, and throw on to right, 2 gone. Oh, Hunter Snow will bat for the Greyhounds. Jasper again, 1 in the first and 1 in the third. Got off to that 2-0 lead, but the Greyhounds with 2 in the fourth and 5 in the top of the 5th. Pitch low in the dirt. Got a piece of Bradley. Three 3-0 here with Snow, the hitter, and Bradley going to go talk it over with Wallace. Due up for the Cats in the home 6, Hettinger right and Wallace. Wallace brings it, walks him. So the 8th walk for Wildcat pitching. 2 here in this inning. With 2 away, and Wolf comes to the plate. He has walked a couple of times. Wallace throws over, runner back. Cats trail 7-2, trying to keep Carmel right where they are. Wallace brings it home and is in for a strike. So Wolf, the first baseman, left-handed hitter. They hold the runner on. Wallace throws it over there. 2 away here in the top of the 6th. 0-1. Pitch on the way. It is out. 1-1. 1-1 delivery. Sprayed into the Wildcat dugout. One and two with two away. So Wallace trying to make a pitch here and get out of this inning. Without a run coming across here. Carmel 7, Jasper 2. Wallace throws it. Curveball got him. Good pitch by Wallace. Time for the Wildcat bats to get going. We'll head to the bottom of the sixth. 7-2 Carmel. More Wildcat baseball after this on 18 WJTS. Back to the ballpark. We head to the bottom of the sixth. Chris Hettinger to lead things off for the Cats. They're down 7-2 here. Hammers it into left. And a diving attempt by Snow will yield nothing, and Hettinger will be in with a double. Down 7-2, he puts on the brakes. Wildcats try to rally here as Wright will come to the plate. Cunningham gives up his 8th hit of the game. And Wright will bat. So Wright a double in the game, 1 for 2. 7-2 Carmel. Cunningham throws it. They've had some bullpen action up, and they do right now. 1-0 here. Carmel 4 in the second and 5 more in the fifth. Or 2 in the fourth, I should say, and 5 more in the fifth. Check swing. Two and one. Cats down 5 here, trying to rally up in the sixth. The pause and the delivery by Cunningham. This one misses. 3-1 now to Wright. Out at second, Hettinger takes his lead. The 3-1 to Wright. Slam back into left field. Going back on it is Snow. He's not going to catch up to this one. It bangs against the wall. Hettinger comes in to score. An RBI double by Matthew Wright makes it 7-3. Back-to-back doubles. And Carmel will go to their bullpen as we've got a new Wildcat pitcher. We'll take a break. Cats down 7-3. We're back with more after this. Back to Rookser Field. McConnell on for Carmel. Nobody out here in the bottom of the sixth. Back-to-back doubles chase Cunningham from the game. 5 innings, 9 hits. Gave up the 2 runs so far, or actually the 3 runs so far. As Wright had the RBI double. Wallace stands in, runner at second. Takes a strike. Nobody out. 7-3 Greyhounds. Cats trying to rally up. Cunningham went out to play right field. McConnell comes to the stretch with nobody out. 0-1 here. Misses. Allbrand on deck. Wallace the pitcher right now. 1-1. Next pitch. Giesler out at second base. Two and one here to Wallace. Another runner out there at second. McConnell looks out there. And comes plateward. Misses outside. It's 3-1. Wallace back in the 3-1. And he walked him. So the first three men here in this inning are all aboard, and here comes Allbrand. Lucas Tim will run at first base.
Courtesy runner at first base, number 6, Lucas Tim.
So Allbrand at the plate here. 7-3 Cats trail here in the bottom of the 6th. Giesler at second, at first base Tim with Allbrand at the plate. Bukowski's got to stay back because there's a runner at second base. See if Allbrand lays down a bunt here. Get the Cats moving. Shortens up, takes it for a strike. Oh, and 1 here. Couple of guys on for the Cats. Already one across here in the 6th. Pitch inside. 1-1. Connell, second pitcher of the game for the Greyhounds. The 1-1 here. First baseman charging. Connell throws it. Allbrand squares the bunt, pulls the bat back, takes it high. So 2-1 here with the Greyhound infield moving a bit. Second baseman going over to cover first, and Wolf charging. Tim at first, Giesler at second. 2-1 to Jack. McConnell cuts it loose, pulls the bat back, takes it 3-1. Nobody out. First and second for the Cats. Allbrand squares, walks him. So the bases are full of Wildcats here. Back-to-back walks after back-to-back doubles, and here comes Like. And a mound visit here for the Greyhounds. 7-3 here in the bottom of the 6th, nobody out, and we're going to have a new Carmel pitcher, the third of the evening or afternoon. Jasper trails 7-3, but threatening. Will break and come back after this. Back to Rookser. Zinter on for Carmel. Bases loaded, nobody out. Kai Kuntz hitting for Like here. Jasper down 7-3 in the bottom of the 6th. Kuntz swings and fouls it back. Giesler at third. Tim out at second. At first, Allbrand. Zinter in a spot here. Drops down. Out of the zone. 1-1. So Zinter out of the full wind. Kuntz slaps it to third, eats up the third baseman, and everybody's safe. It's 7-4. So the base is loaded. Cats pick up another one. So Like will run for Kuntz. 7-4 here, nobody out. Back to the top in Ben Hankey. The Light goes to run at first, back into the game. Hankey, a single and double so far. Curveball from Zinter in for a strike. Tim out at third. Allbrand at second. And Like at first. Cats with 2 here in this inning. Still nobody out. This one slapped up the middle. Could be 2 on to second. Back to first base. And he cannot pull it out. Now the second run's going to try to come in to score, and they do. So both Tim and Allbrand come in to score. 2 more on the board. Like erased at second for the first out of the inning, and aboard at first on the fielder's choice is Hankey, and it's 7-6.
Now batting the second baseman, number 5, Cody Morton.
Cats trying to battle back from a 7-2 deficit. 4 across here, and here comes Morton with a couple of hits in the game. Nearly throw it away, Zinter. The pause and the pitch, or actually throws over. Bottom of the 6th. Cats trailed 7-2 going into this inning, but 4 here, and they're still not done. Curveball into Morton's a strike from Zinter. Third pitcher. Cunningham started. He went 5. McConnell not a good outing. Oh, 1. Allbrand to go loosen up. Swing and a miss by Morton. He's down 0-2. 1 away, Foley on deck. They had a perfect double play ball, but they could not capitalize. A couple of runs came in to score. One was going to come in, but they mishandled the ball at first and allowed the second to come in. The 0-2 outside. Pitch. Still a bit low to Morton. He lays off 2-2. Two and two. Curveball, strike 3, inside portion. 2 away.
Batting for the Wildcats, the third baseman, number 24.
Here comes Connor Foley. Runner at first, 2 gone. Go ahead, run at the plate with Foley. Zinter on, trying to shut it off here. Cats trail 7-6. 4 here in this inning. This ball frisbee's up there. It's out of the zone, 1-0. Zinter drops down, throws it low to Foley. Bradley waits on deck. 2-0 to the Wildcat. Third baseman started on the hill, went 4 innings. 2-0 offering. Foley hits it sharply to short, and he will step on the second base bag to end the inning. But the Wildcats do strike for 4. They come within 1 through 6. It's 7-6 Carmel. We'll take a break and have more after this. We head to the top of the 7th. Carmel on top, 7-6. 7 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Greyhounds. 6 runs, 9 hits, and 3 errors for the Cats. Schroeder fouls it off against Wallace, trying to keep the Greyhounds right where they are. Jasper, though, has walked 9 guys in this game to go along with those 3 errors. Schroeder has walked a couple of times, first time facing Wallace, and he swings over the top, and it's 0-2. 0-2 offering. It's out of the zone. 1-2, Wallace fires it home. Curveball hit on the ground. Hankey will field it. Step and throw, 1 away. Due up for the Cats, Bradley, Hedinger, and Wright in the 7th for the possible rally. That 4 spot that they got in the bottom of the 6th certainly helped them get back in it. Trailed 7-2 going into that inning. Cunningham, the right fielder, bats. He singled home a couple back in that 5-run fifth inning. 0-1 here. Wallace throws it. This one fouled away. 0-2 the count here. Cunningham squats at the plate, open stance. Wallace throws him a breaking ball, squibbed up the third base line, foul. Foley picks it up in foul territory. 1 away here. Oh, and 2. Wallace cuts it loose. Inside corner, barely missed. 1-2 pitch from Wallace. Called third strike, inside corner. He got it. Cunningham goes down. That'll bring up Stein, the shortstop, with 2 away. Cats trail 7-6. Pitch is wide. This one fouled away. One offering. Just dies a bit low, and it's 2-1 to Stein. Sullivan, the second baseman, would be next. Low. 3-1 from Wallace now. Big gap in left center field. Wallace throws it, pops him up. This should do it, and the Cats will have a chance to walk it off in the 7th. Carmel, after 6.5, leads Jasper 7-6. Time for a Wildcat comeback. We're coming back after this. Back to Rooksor Field. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Cats down 7-6. Drew Bradley steps in against Zinner, and the tying run is aboard as Zinner drops down and hits Bradley. And here comes Chris Hettinger. Cats will courtesy run for Bradley here. Get him off the bases. Cats without Tanner Ernie's hamstring injury. He's out. He usually runs. So Bradley gets the hit by pitch. And Tim will run it first, it looks like. So Chris Hettinger stands in. He doubled his last time up in that 4-run 6th.
Pinch runner at first base. Number 6, Lucas. Now batting for the Wildcats, the right.
Cats down 7-6. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th, trying to rally from a 7-2 deficit. Throw over back in time. Zinter drops down. Ball. Plateward gets back to the screen. Tying run now at second base. Tim rounds second. So Hedinger at the plate. He has a chance to tie the game. It's 3-0. Carmel has not been able to shut the Cats down here, at least last inning. 3-0. In for a strike. 7-6. Jasper trails. Hedinger steps out. He's up there with a 3-1 count. Long ball and win it. Zinter, the submariner, looks out at the runner and comes home. Hedinger smokes it right at the third baseman. He drops it, thankfully for the Wildcats, or that would have been a double play because Tim was off the bag. So Hedinger lines out, one away for right here. He has doubled a couple of times, knocked in a run, and scored a run. Ball, Bukowski hit it right at him, popped out of his glove. That would have been a double play. Zinner misses outside with a slow side-winding pitch. 7-6 Carmel. Here in the bottom of the seventh, Jasper trying to rally with Will Wallace on deck and a Matt right at the plate. 1-0 offering. Barely missed. 2-0. Carmel bench wanting to know where that was. Now they're going to put him on here, create the force out, and send Wallace to the plate. So they get that force play, double play combination. And here comes Wallace. Jasper down 7-6 here. Wallace takes it for a strike. It's 0-1. One away. Cats have to run on the ground ball. See if Wallace can square one up here. Extra base hit, may win it. With one away, Wallace waits. This one hit on the ground softly towards first. First baseman shovels on to Zinter for the second out of the inning. Second and third now. So here comes Jack Albrand. 7-6, Jasper trails. So see if Albrand can get a base hit and knock in the tying and go-ahead runs. The runner at second base will be off with the crack of the bat as well, right? With Tim at third. Zinter back with the full wind. Strike outside corner, 0-1. Right-hander against the lefty Albrand, the sidewinder comes in on him if he gets too much of the plate. Albrand down in the count, 0-2, fouls it off. 7-6 Cats trail. Had a 4-run six to get it within one after trailing 7-2. Zinter with the third baseman Bukowski in. First baseman behind the bag, the 0-2 outside. 1-2. Outfield very shallow for Albrand here. Trying to win it or tie it for the Cats. Preferably win it. Right at second. The go-ahead run. Tim the tying run at third. The 1-2 to Jack Albrand from Zinner, the righty. Misses outside. Ryan Like waits on deck. 2-2 to Jack. Catcher Schroeder trying to stay alive as well. The 2-2 curveball got him. Struck him out, and Carmel picks up a 7-6 win over the Wildcats here in the Hall of Fame Classic. 7 runs on 5 hits and 1 run for the Greyhounds here. The Wildcats with 6 runs on 9 hits, 3 errors. They also walked 9 batters as well in the game. With the setback, the Wildcats drop to 15-4 on the season. They will play Northview in the next game you'll see right here on 18. Cats drop it to Carmel 7-6. We're coming back with the Northview game in just a couple of minutes here on 18 WJTS.